Intro. What makes an older person appealing to women? What do women find attractive in an? That's what we're going to cover in this video. Hello, I'm Bobby Rio, and for the past 12 years, I've been working with guys one-on-one. Over the last few years, more and more of my clients are men in their 40s, 50s and 60s, and I enjoy dealing with these guys because they get the finest. They get immediate effects, because most of the time they don't realize the untapped potential that they have in the dating environment, indeed a lot. After a while of working with me, some of my clients may comment, "Man, it's actually easier now than it was in my 20s, and I believe a lot of it comes from this concept that there are genuinely women out there, younger ladies, that I find older males instinctively more appealing now that I know the first thing anyone who hears that thinks it's all about money. And I'm sure that if as you watch this there's a part of your brain that always goes when it comes to older men being successful with women, there is always a component of I know this, because every time I produce one of these, my brain says it's money. In the videos, there are almost 50 comments from men arguing that women merely want money. Whatever. But the truth is that there are plenty of males out there with ordinary earnings that do really well with women, even as they come out of a long-term partnership or divorce as they get older, back in the dating scene, and discover that it is even easier today. But why is that? Certainty. Well, because there are a few features that older guys embrace when they traits become irresistibly fascinating to women. We'll go over these. Right now, the first quality that I want to examine is the word and the level of assurance. So, certainty is a really appealing attribute when someone has a lot of people ask, what is confidence? Well, confidence is actually certainty. It is in believing that you are the best option that you determine where to go. The finest place for what you're interested in is the best, right? Many guys fall. When they return to the dating scene with older men, they fall into this trap. Certainty, and a lot of it comes from their unfavorable relationship with the fact that they're becoming older and that they're now unsure of. They don't know what music is popular there, or where are the stylish, trendy spots to go to meet a woman. Especially when they meet a younger woman, they start questioning themselves. When they schedule a date, they kind of work around it to get women to choose the place, since they're terrified of choosing the wrong place. Or even in terms of moving on a woman, I see this all the time with my senior clients who will be with a woman, is giving them all the signs in the world, but they kind of tiptoe around it. They don't believe she might be into them, thus they never actually. They might take on the role of a mentor, they might kind of the friend zone line, but they never actually make a move. The fact is, that assurance is an immensely appealing characteristic, like you're the best option. Since I always say ladies have a bit of make up your mind for me syndrome, they don't really know, which is interesting for an older guy, that when a woman sees you, if she feels attracted to you, it may go either way. You can rapidly become creepy older guy, or you can become the hot older guy, and who decides which role? You play into what you do. She's looking at you for hints, and if you come in and you kind of act strange and like you're doubting yourself, that's what you're projecting, and that's how she'll react. However, if you come in certain that she will like talking to you, I am confident that going on a date with you would be an exceptionally good decision for her. She's going to react to it. You see older males all the time. People who have that mindset have been through life and are quite non-reactive, comfortable with the decisions they make, and that is what you need to project. Certainty that you're the greatest choice number 2, which kind of plays into. This concept of confidence is non-reactive. What does that mean? Non-reactive suggests that you are able to maintain your composure, because again, what happens to older guys, especially those who are talking to a younger lady, is the younger woman, because, as I mentioned, she is often unsure. On the one hand, you may be the sexy, mature and attractive older man. On the other side, you could be the creepy older person, but she is not. Sure, she tests you by throwing out these small tests, and all women do it. They do it to both young and old men, although they tend to do it to older men more because they need to figure you out faster. So they may toss a test out there like, how well do you wear you're like my father's. They may say something like that, or they may make fun of you. They might say, oh, those are the shoes you're wearing, or anything, and what they're doing is they're subconsciously doing it to see if you lose your cool around her. The more you can hold your calm and allow those kind of comments roll off you, the more attractive you become. If a lady says, how old are you? And you start going, well, you know, I'm 55, but I look fantastic. And I'm like, you know, nobody really worries about that age, so you just failed. Because you reacted to the test, you began explaining and justifying yourself, and she quickly says, oh, I have all the power in this situation. He's trying to impress me, and a younger lady doesn't want to have to. She doesn't want to impress the older guy, but she has to. She wants to impress him, since that's who she is. Throughout her life, she has had the idea that older men are more distinguished, sophisticated. I should have to impress them. So when you turn around and begin attempting to impress her, it throws her off a little bit, and she loses that desire, thus being able, if a woman departs, tells you something about the clothes you're wearing, and offers a comment. I don't like guys who wear it, so thanks for the fashion advice. Like sarcastically, and go back to chatting about anything she just passed her test, and that's what she wants, even if it's in a quiet power way to kind of throw you off. The more you're able to hold your calm, the more attraction she begins to feel for you. The third quality that women find. This is what I call silent power. Quiet power is when you have a commanding presence among people without. When you lose your cool, demand stuff, and fling your fury around. Quiet power is when she feels safe around you because you get stuff done. You don't have to make a big deal about it because you've realized that women, especially ladies who are used to dating younger males, younger guys, tend not got their stuff together. And a lot of times, the girl, if you ever notice. Relationships with younger people can require the woman to take on the man role because the guy is so dumb and he knows he doesn't have his shit together that she needs to have that power and kind of dominate things. But when she encounters an older man with that quiet, commanding power, that's what she finds beautiful. She doesn't want to be masculine. A lot of younger males forced her into that role because they are simply dumb. They don't know what they're still trying to figure out life. So when she meets an older guy, and he has that quiet strength that gets stuff done attitude, so when she goes out to a restaurant with you and her, she orders a rare steak, and the steak arrives. And it's well done, and she's kind of frightened to send it back. You just call the server over and say, hey, you know how she ordered. This is unique. Can you have that cook produce another one just very quiet, extremely confidently? You're revealing a manly aspect that many younger guys don't take the initiative, and many younger guys would be terrified to call the waiter over there. They're going to spit in the food. They don't have that. Older males have a powerful presence, which women find quite appealing. Integrity attractive when you deliver it to them. Thus, the next attribute is integrity. Integrity is when you do what you say you would do, and don't make excuses for yourself. What happens, and one of the things that I do, I have to knock around my elderly clients sometimes, since they kind of take, when I first started working with them, they started stating things like, women just like money, and I say, no, that's not true. It is not true that you may be piss poor at 50 years old and expected. You don't have to be wealthy to be financially successful, stable, Okay, you simply have to not be like that broken that you're living in your parents' basement, but you must have integrity, because when a lady meets an older gentleman and he begins making excuses for his situation, that is very much a turn-off. Nevertheless, when she meet a guy who says something and then does it, this is truly a turn-on. So if he promises he'll take her somewhere and then shows up, and is it that alone sometimes is enough to differentiate yourself, but having her feel that she can rely on your word is really crucial, since, again, a lot of guys aren't like that. I know it's amusing, and YouTube. The comments section of a video is an excellent example of discovering males who have victim attitude with a blame everyone but themselves mentality, and I giggle because my videos, will have a few comments, like telling me how whatever is condemning me, sizing something I said and always returning, and you could just see the negativity in them, and it is truly a lack of self-responsibility, because a responsible person takes on responsibility, and it is in words you say. So if you're talking to a woman and saying things like, I may have had a more successful career, but the business partner was the one who damaged things, and you're not accepting it. Responsibility is a lack of integrity. Integrity is when you take entire responsibility for everything in your life, and why that is so. A woman is attracted to a man who makes her feel safe and protected, has this kind of integrity, which not many guys have. Trust me. So the next characteristic that is appealing, and my friend Hank sort of summed up this word, I never truly know the word, but he was the one who first started using it, and he says you have to have clean. You have to clean things. If you ever notice the guys in life who are extremely successful, not only with women, but successful in their occupations and careers, they do not truly wait for the clearance person to come along and say, it's okay now, you can do it. They claim it. And it's the same with ladies, that when you meet a guy, especially an older guy, you claim a woman as yours, not in a scary way, but it's just more of a psychological approach in which you're just like, sure, I'm going to have her, she's going to be mine, and you think that's an attractive. You couldn't go well, isn't it? Whatever we'll compare, as I mentioned, the ordinary guy, particularly older men, they never claim the woman because they lack that assurance, which I see all the time. I have so many clients who come to me and tell me all about my salsa. Teacher, this woman at work, or I met this woman on this side and we went out on a date, but I couldn't tell, thus I never made a move. Well, that is on a track. Because as an older male, you're meant to be the leader of the interaction. You're like a leader, cleaning what's his. And when you wait for a woman to leave, it's okay. If you kiss me now, you're not giving her what she wants, desires. And I know some guys know what the Me Too movement isn't. No, guys have been kissing women forever, so going for a kiss is not me. Is Harvey Weinstein doing really messed up crap, going on a date with a woman, and going for the kiss is human dynamics, which is what two persons do when they're attracted to each other, thus not doing it puts you in the... Many guys ask, why do I always end up in the friend zone? If you don't end up with a woman, don't put yourself in the friend zone. Put yourself in the buddy zone by the way you act around a woman. And unfortunately, some decent older males and nice guys are acting like friends because they're insecure about revealing their true intentions, and they could feel guilty. Maybe they're attracted to this woman. Perhaps they feel that it's wrong that I'm hitting on my coworker. This woman might not like me. Because she is 10 years younger than me, the truth is that a woman is drawn to your attitude, your qualities, your general vibe, and whether your overall vibe is saying, sure, you couldn't possibly be attracted to me, so you're making up her mind for her, and as I said, women have that make up their minds for me syndrome. So as an older guy, quit stressing over things like money. Begin thinking about how I can incorporate being more assured and more not. A non-reactive is fantastic. A lot of guys get really hung up on this idea that She's testing me. Oh, women say these things that throw me off. Learn to. I adore it when women do this, because when you know how to pass these tests, knowing how to pass these assessments is a chance to make her more attracted to you. Look for occasions to express that silent power. Off your honesty, and to clean today a lot of older guys. As I stated, I've been working with them individually for a long, but I just wrapped up a new entirely free lesson that I do a couple of times a week with my friend Hank, who has also been teaching this topic incredibly. Knowledgeable Hank is 55 years old and has a wealth of information, and I actually resort to asking him questions frequently to aid my clients, and I persuaded him to perform a session, and he's really under the radar these days, with a session with me, and we recorded this training, which is called How to Turn. Your age becomes the ultimate advantage with women, and it is specifically designed, guys, because we talk about stuff. We talk about the common exam, right? What do you reply when a woman questions you about your age? How to exhibit realistic ways to demonstrate claim and integrity, quiet power. We discuss the other things that I didn't even mention today, that ladies find incredibly appealing, and older guys that you have to begin with demonstrating. You've got to start aggressively showing women that you have this. Stop thinking I have to show women that I have money, because it's not money, but the things we're going to explore in this new training are absolutely free for you. You can register at the website below, which is called How to Transform Your Age into the Ultimate Advantage with Women, and I want to see in that class, especially as I said that if you're 35, 40 or 50 years old, your mind will really expand, and the stuff that we're going to go over, so register now. We don't sure how long we'll be offering this free session, so you might want to register now.